Hey guys, I'm Jonas with PowerEquipmentMan.com. Today we're going to be going over how to install the camber adjustable front shocks on your Yamaha Drive or Drive2. Now we did a video a while back on how to install these camber adjustable front shocks, but we wanted to do kind of an update video that goes over some of the common questions that we get asked or issues that guys are running into while they're installing these shocks. Now I do want to be very clear about it that these camber adjustable shocks were designed to be used after installing a spindle style lift kit on your cart, whether it was a 3-inch or a 6-inch spindle lift kit. Those lift kits don't have any type of camber adjustment. So if you installed the lift kit and your camber was way out of whack, these shocks were designed to fix that problem after installing a lift kit. Now, you can install these shocks on a non-lifted cart as well. There's nothing wrong with doing that if your non-lifted cart has a camber issue. Now, there's a lot of these Drive2 carts out there that came from the factory with some negative camber. Now, I would, before you even ordered these shocks, I would get a carpenter square like this. This is just a standard 2-foot carpenter square, and put this square up next to your tire. Now, if you can get your finger in between the top of the square and the edge of your tire, then you could probably use a set of camber adjustable shocks. Now, if you can't get your finger in there, say you've only got, maybe a 1/4 of an inch gap between the top of the square and the edge of your tire, I would not recommend buying these shocks just to fix a 1/4 inch gap. Your 1/4 inch gap is fine. That's close enough that when you load a cart down, that tire kind of straightens out. You shouldn't run into any issues. But if you have a decent sized gap here like this cart does, then you could go ahead and use a set of camber adjustable shocks to try to fix that gap. Now, just to go over a couple of the common questions that we get asked up front, when you install these camber adjustable shocks, it's fixing your camber mainly by extending the length of the shock. So if you've got negative camber, you're going to extend the shock, and that's going to help bring the top of the tire out. Now, by extending the shock, you are raising the front of your cart. So it is very possible that by the time you extend that shock out enough to straighten your camber up to 0 where it needs to be, you may raise the front of your cart an inch or 2. So you need to understand that that's just kind of what happens when you have to install these shocks, is the front of your cart is going to sit higher now after that shock is installed. Now, one other common question that we get is people buy these thinking that they're a heavy duty shock. Oh, we added heavy duty shocks to the back of our cart, so we want to add heavy duty shocks to the front of the cart as well. That is not the case. These are not heavy duty shocks. I would say that the spring rate on these shocks is very similar to your factory shock. Now that depends on whether you have a Drive1 or a Drive2, as they did use 2 different shocks between the Drive1 and the Drive2. I think the Drive2 shocks are a little bit softer than the Drive1 shocks. So do not buy this shock just because you think it's a heavy duty upgrade for your cart. It's not. It is just to fix your camber problem. Now, before you order a set of these shocks, I do strongly encourage you to jack up the front of your cart and just give it a good shakedown. Grab your tire and go back and forth, side to side and top to bottom, and see if anything moves. You want to make sure that you don't have any worn or damaged components before you just start replacing something that may not actually be your issue. It's not uncommon to have a worn bolt and bushings going through your kingpin. You could have issues with your A-arm mounts. You can have a bent Z-link or a worn tie rod end. So you want to make sure that you don't have any other parts that are actually causing the problem before you go and order a set of these shocks. Now when you're getting ready to install these shocks, they are side specific. There is a left and a right shock. So you need to make sure that you're putting the correct shock on the correct side of the cart. Now the difference is this bottom mounting plate. So these have an angled plate on here, and the easiest way to tell which side you have is the angle. When you're holding the shock in place like this, the angle should go in towards the center of the cart. So if you had the wrong shock, the angle would be going out this way. So as long as you've got the angle going towards the center of the cart, you know you've got the correct shock on the correct side. Now you also want to make sure that you don't have two of the same shocks. We have seen that happen one time where a customer received like two driver side shocks. So the angle was the same on both shocks. So hold the two shocks up together and they should both point towards the center of the cart. To get started installing these shocks, you'll first need to jack up the front of your cart and then remove both tires. Now we'll use a 17mm wrench and socket to remove your outer tie rod end. Then remove the outer A-arm mounting bolt. Now you can use a 14mm socket to remove the kingpin bolt and the upper shock mounting bolt. It's also a good idea to go ahead and loosen your two inner A-arm mounting bolts. This is going to allow the A-arm to rotate down freely while we're installing and adjusting our new shock. Now we can remove the shock. Then, reusing your original hardware, install your new shock. Now we've got our new shocks installed on the cart. We went ahead and tightened up our long kingpin bolt here, but we still have our bottom and top shock mount bolts are loose and our inner A-arm bolts are loose. We also still have our tie rod end disconnected because we're going to do that alignment later. So this, to start out, we went ahead and kind of did an initial set on these shocks just to give us a good starting point. We are using the outer bolt holes on each side, and we've got about 3/4 of an inch worth of thread showing on our shock here. Now we do get asked quite a bit, how do people know which bolt hole they're supposed to use? And it really just depends on your cart and where your alignment is at. I can say for most of these that don't have a lift kit, just a stock cart that has a bunch of negative camber, you're probably going to use the outside hole and have the shock extended somewhere around this amount. So this would be a good starting point. Now we can go ahead and throw our tire back on there, set the cart down on the ground, roll it back and forth. We need to get that suspension to settle a little bit. So once we've rolled it back and forth, then we can go ahead and hold our square up there again and see where it's at and adjust from there. Now it is important when you set it down on the ground to roll it a little bit, to let that suspension settle. Now it's also very important to be adjusting both sides. You can't just try to extend one shock a whole bunch and have the other shock not extended at all, because as you do that, you're going to be lifting one side of the cart. So the cart is going to be leaning one way and it's going to be throwing off what you're doing over here. You've got to make sure that you're extending both shocks together and checking both sides at the same time to try to get your camber where it needs to be. Now we've adjusted this a little bit more and got it to where we're just a little bit positive camber now. The top of the tire is actually out just a little bit farther. We've got maybe 1/8 of an inch gap at the bottom on both tires. Now it's not that big a deal if your adjustment, the amount of threads that you have showing on each side is a little bit different. One side may need a little bit more than the other side, and that's okay. But once we've got both of them set where we're just a little bit past zero, because the ideal goal is we want zero. We don't want any gap at the top or the bottom. But I know once we bolt everything back together and actually go drive this cart a little bit, it's gonna settle just a little bit more. So when it's all said and done, we should end up with zero camber. So now that we know that our camber's all good, we're going to go ahead and tighten down all of our shock bolts, the top and bottom shock mounting bolts, and our inner A-arm bolts on both sides. Now you also need to remember to tighten down the spanner nut that is in the center of the shock on each side. Now that we've gotten everything tightened up, we've got our camber set right where it needs to be. Now we're ready to adjust our toe. Now the first thing we're going to do is center our steering wheel. So our steering wheel is nice and straight. And right now these tires are towed in just a little bit too far. They've got about 3/4 of an inch of toe in, so we need to bring them back out. Now the factory calls for about 1/4 of an inch of toe in. So we're saying that the front of the tires is 1/4 of an inch closer than the back of the tires. So you're going to be measuring up here and back here and seeing what the difference is. Now to adjust that toe, you're just going to use a 17mm wrench to break the jam nut loose, and then you're going to use a 12mm wrench to actually spin the tie rod, which is going to either bring the back of the tire out or in to change our toe. Now while you're making the toe adjustments, you just want to make sure that you're making the same amount of adjustment on each side. So do a 1/2 turn on one side and a 1/2 turn on the other side, and then check your measurements again. Now when adjusting your toe, it is very important that you only check the toe after the cart has been moved forward. Now on these carts, when they back up, the tires tend to toe in a little bit. So as the cart rolls backwards, the tires will toe in. So when the cart rolls forwards, they straighten back out. So if you check your toe after the cart has been moved backwards, and then you go take it for a test drive and drive forwards into the garage and go to check it again, it's not going to be right. So you need to make sure that each time that you're taking a reading, the cart gets rolled forward. If you have the space, it's nice to even go 10 feet forward and then stop. Push the cart or drive the cart forward 10 feet, stop, check your toe, make adjustments, roll it back forward again, and check it all over. You've always got to make sure that the cart has been rolled forward when checking toe. Now once you've got your camber set where it needs to be, you've got your toe set where it needs to be, go ahead and go take the cart on a nice, good test drive. Go at least a couple of blocks or more to really kind of get things settled in. Come back, drive in forwards to the garage or wherever you're working on it, so that as soon as you get off, you can go back and double check your toe again, and then check your camber as well, just to make sure that everything stayed where it should be. If something moved, you got to start the process all over again. Now we do have another video that goes a little more in depth on the toe adjustment. So I'll leave a link for that video down below so you guys can check that out if you need to. Now we do have these camber adjustable shocks available on our website at powerequipmentman.com, and I'll leave a link for them in the description down below. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. If you got some good value out of this video, please hit that thumbs up button. Consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.